And welcome back. Well, guess what? I found my DVD recorder. So, that means I will be able to record footage for the game I'm supposed to be reviewing for Horrors of the Otaku Bandito 2017 Part 2. Yeah. I know it's late for the second part to come because Halloween is over, but I have to get it out there. Alright, so today I'm going to talk to you about my thoughts on an upcoming update in Gran Turismo Sport. Today, I've heard like there was going to be an update of Gran Turismo Sport that was going to be released on November 27th. Alright, let's see what they have to offer. Alright, I got my iBook G3 Snow booted up and running. Don't you just love my wallpaper on my iBook G3 Snow? I also have it on my iBook G4 as well. Yeah, no, I could be looking it up on my MacBook Pro, and I could have brought it down, but I wanted to look it up on this good old vintage machine. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, that wallpaper looks stunning. I think it looks better than the last wallpaper I had on my iBook G3 and iBook G4. Much better. Alright, we're gonna have to do another jump cut. The classic startup may take some time. As you can see, I got my iBook G4, and there's a reason for that. Apparently, my handy-dandy iBook G3 couldn't handle some of the modern websites, because the friggin' laptop is so old. This laptop right here is also old, but it's still good enough to compete with many of the modern-day low-end machines. And you probably might complain to me for still using Windows XP, which I do. It's not only great for web browsing, but it's also great for playing old PC games. Yep, I still use Windows XP after all these years. And even when they stop supporting it. Alright, just give me a sec. Yeah, as you can see, the cover photo, or at least the first photo that you see on this article, is the Zagato Vision Gran Turismo. I think it could be called Zagato Revolta Vision Gran Turismo, and I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like a car that Ashley the Witch from the WarioWare series would be driving. If you say no, you're toast. Yeah, I had to get that out of the way. Alright, so yeah. One of the most talked about things about this update is is that you can create decals without having to go online, but you still have to save them online though. And there are some other features where you don't even need the internet to use, which is good. And get this, they also introduced the inclusion of the Gran Turismo League. Bravo! Bravo! It's about time the Gran Turismo League returned. And here's what it looks like. It's one of the screenshots. Now keep in mind, this is only a beta screenshot. It may or may not look different from the final version. And here's even more screenshots. Looks pretty good so far. And here's 2 more screenshots. So far, so good. And they've also mentioned some new cars besides the aforementioned Zagato Rivolta Vision Gran Turismo, the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro, or is it the TDI? I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. Could be the e-tron Quattro. I have like a Lego kit of the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro that is completely put together. And it's pretty cool to see that car, or it would be pretty cool to see that car in Gran Turismo Sport. And the Shelby Cobra. Here's also some other cars that they mentioned, like the other new cars in this game. The Mazda RX-7 Spirit R Type A, which is the very last of the Mazda RX-7s. The Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 R32. The Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 NUR R34. The Ford F-150 SVT Raptor. Yeah, it's a pretty mean looking truck. And the only way it could look even meaner is if Hennessy decided to go all out and add 6 wheels to it. Seriously, look it up. The Lamborghini Countach LP400. The Ferrari F40. Yep, the Ferrari F40 finally makes a return in Gran Turismo Sport. Hopefully, the Ferrari F50 will make a return in Gran Turismo Sport. I would love to see the Ferrari F50 make like an appearance in that game. The Ferrari Enzo, or as they call it, the Enzo Ferrari. The KTM Expo R, the Suzuki Swift Sport, the Volkswagen Bus. Yep. And I might be able to, if that, vehicle appears in that game, I'd probably be able to, make a, Fillmore livery for it. Respect the classics, man! It's Hendrix! Yeah, I'm sorry about that impression. I could do my best. It's not very good at doing these impressions. Not that great, at least. The Chris Holstorm Concepts 67 Chevy Nova, which sounds like a Chevy Nova that, of course, is modified, and the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray convertible C3. Well, those are all the cars that are mentioned. And of course, glad to see the Skyline make a return in Gran Turismo Sport, because the Skyline's always been a staple of the Gran Turismo series as we know it. Hopefully we could see like the Nissan Skyline GTR R33 in order to complete the trilogy of Nissan Skyline GTRs. Alright, so here are some cars that I would love to see in Gran Turismo Sport. I've got a lot of cars that on my wish list, and I would suggest clicking on that link right there where I'm pointing to see it. Some of my cars I would love to see in Gran Turismo Sport are the Ford GT90, one of my favorite cars in Need for Speed 2, and it's also made an appearance in Gran Turismo 2. I think it's a pretty cool car. It's got like 4 turbochargers, and it's all like insane, and I even enjoyed it in a Sega GT 2002 and its and Sega GT Online, which is sort of like an expansion of Sega GT 2002. The Chrysler Phaeton, like one of the oddball concept cars that Chrysler had during the late 90s. And it's known for its like odd, strange, and unusual styling. I always like strange looking cars. The Dodge Copperhead concept car, the Dodge concept car as it's called in Gran Turismo's 1 and 2. The Plymouth Pronto Spider, a car that I haven't seen since Gran Turismo 2. The Vector W8 Twin Turbo, one of my favorite obscure sports cars. Yep, just because it's popular doesn't mean it's great, and the Vector W8 Twin Turbo is a great example of that. The Vector M12, the other Vector car that appeared in Gran Turismo 2. The let me see. Daihatsu Midget 2. Yeah. It'll be pretty funny to see that car in Gran Turismo Sports. Like, imagine, like, driving in hilarity. Yeah, I always like to do funny stuff in games like these because of me having, like, a WarioWare kick recently. The Jaguar XJ220, one of my personal favorite sports cars, and one of my favorite cars in Need for Speed 2. Of course, the McLaren F1. The McLaren F1 is another one of my favorite cars in Need for Speed 2. And it's great for that, like, oval track, and it also made an appearance in Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6. However, it doesn't look nearly as sporty and futuristic as the Jaguar XJ220 does. That's just my opinion, though. And last but not least, and you're gonna be happy when you hear this, Dodge Viper GTS, the 97 model. Like, the original. The Dodge Viper is still one of my dream cars, and it's one of my favorite cars from my youth. And it's got a big V10 engine, like 8 liters. Wow, that's like a huge engine. Also, it's got a pretty unique sound. Yeah, I've got a lot of other cars on my wish list, but I won't list them all off for time reasons. Alright, let's see if there's any more to this article. Nope, that is all. So, hopefully, these things in the updates are true. Like, it'll be cool to see these cars in Gran Turismo Sport, and it will also be cool to see the GT mode make an appearance. Alright, so, oh, and one more thing. As I said before, I'm going to be working on the part 2 of the Horrors of the Otaku Bandito. It's not going to be canceled, it was just on hold. The reason why I couldn't finish is because the DVD recorder is it's like a vital piece of equipment of mine, so be on the lookout. I might, I'll probably post some updates on my Wix blog and stuff like that. So that is the update, what I think about the upcoming update of Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you later, alligator.